And actually, the people in the community contributes a lot din talaga, especially sa mga
Sobra.
nakakasama mo, even sa school, outside school. So, hello everyone. In today's episode, we were going to talk about thriving as a student, balancing studies, passion, and career development. So, let's start, guys.
Okay, maybe we can start with the first question. So, first question here is, how do you manage time effectively between academic responsibilities and personal projects? Do you guys have any kwento, any story here?
I have a kwento. Let me go first. So, in handling academic responsibilities kasi, and as a leader in your community or in a club, it's very important to have a goal. Like, you need to plan ahead of the time for you to be able to have the outcome that you expected to be, like, to have that beautiful outcome, in other words. So, how about you guys?
Ako, nung college kasi ako, like, siguro last year, wala akong personal projects, pero more on community building. Kasi marami akong organizations. Siguro 4 yung organizations ko habang may thesis ako, tapos
Wow.
OJT. So, hindi ko
That's a
rin,
lot, ah.
that time, hindi ko rin alam kung paano siya i-manage. Pero, nagawa ko kasi siguro first I sort kung ano yung pinaka-important or yung pinaka-kailangan ng gawin immediately kasi yung malapit sa deadline. And then, syempre, hindi ko pwedeng kalimutan yung thesis ko and yung OJT ko. So, siguro ginagawa ko siya every night, yung ACADS. Tapos sa umaga naman yung organizations ko, yung mga events, pati ayun, yung pag-organize mismo.
Gets. I think kind of same with you in a sense na I didn't have a lot of personal projects when I was in college, pero there was a time that I was very active in orgs, and then eventually once I stopped with orgs, I ended up doing full-time internship and then also full-time work. So, I'll admit, super hirap niya. Like, time management-wise, like, wow, parang I have class 7:30 to 9 a.m. Tapos 9 to 5 my work, 6 to 7:30 my class. Tapos may projects ka pa after. So, how I managed my time effectively noon was really like knowing what mattered to me. So, if I knew na this is what I want to prioritize, like, I'm gonna find a way na dapat ito talaga yung mangyari this when I finish it on time. Pero, it's more of understanding my priorities, knowing what to prioritize and deprioritize para I can still keep myself happy and still achieve the goals that I want.
Me naman, I'm a student athlete. So, medyo ano siya, medyo masakit yung schedule niya. So, yung training po namin is start from morning. And then, minsan may mga tune-up outside. Tapos, sinabayan pa siya ng thesis namin, ng capstone namin. Tapos, naka-assign din kasi ako sa mga papers, gano'n. Tapos, nagde-develop din kami ng device and prototyping. I think na-manage ko siya through, may ginagamit akong apps. I think, pwede ba sabihin? Like,
I think so, yeah, sure.
It's Notion. Tapos, yeah, ina-arrange ko siya doon. Kasi may thesis kami, tapos may mga back subject ako na sobrang loaded ako sa araw na yun. And then, minamanage ko siya through that apps. Tapos, may nilalagay akong mga, I think toxic siya eh, kasi naririnig ko siya na toxic yung way na nilalagyan mo ng mga oras. Kasi minsan parang, na nung body mo na, this time na, ganito na. Tapos makakat ka na, like, hindi siya natatapos. Halimbawa, gumagawa ka ng isang bagay, and then, may time na, dahil memorize na siya nung body mo, ng body language mo, kahit hindi mo siya natatapos, tapos parang, next step ka naman na kasi, ayun na yung time para sa another task naman na gagawin mo. That's why, ganyan ko siya minamanage. And then yung sa career, sa mga event, totally laging online event yung mga inaatidan ko. Kasi,
Smart, okay.
kasi hindi ko kaya mag-manage ng pumunta sa mismong event kasi sobrang thrilling nung training din namin. Yun lang.
Gets. Yeah. I think when I started kasi college, half of it was online. Tapos the second half, we went back na face-to-face. So, when it was online, yun, I had capacity pa sa orgs. Pero when we started going back face-to-face, parang ang hirap na. Yeah, transpo, tapos like, you can think how you're gonna get to school and stuff like that. Yeah, I get you. Mahirap siya.
So White Cloak Technologies is a custom software development company. They build mobile and web applications. They work with leading brands in banking and real estate. Visit their website at www.whitecloak.com to know more.
What if we talk about naman sa hardship natin, like challenges as a student transitioning to like tech field? Because as far as I know, some of us is really have that one specific course or goal that we want to achieve in life, and then suddenly like the destiny falls, and then we're here in the tech industry. So who's gonna share it first?
Ako na siguro. Actually, yung course ko was computer science. Pero hindi ako yung pumili nun. So, ang hirap niya, lalo na online. Kasi ang hirap mag-keep up. Tapos yung mga classmates ko that time, alam nila yung gusto nila. So, may background na sila. So, ang hirap nun. Tapos, fourth year na ako. Pero hindi ko pa rin alam kung anong gusto kong field. Especially, ang daming field sa tech. Ang dami mo pwede pasukan. So, buti na lang yung co-lead ko, yun, si Joanne. Finound niya yung AWS Cloud Club sa TIP Manila. And sobrang, ano ba tawag dito? Sobrang natuwa ako and na-intrigue din ako at the same time kasi wala ko alam sa cloud initially. And nung inintroduce siya sa akin, inofferan kasi ako to be one of the pioneering officers before namin itayo. So, ayun. So, nung initially, ayun, wala nga ako alam. Pero as time goes by, as marami na akong events sa pinupuntahan, doon ko na-discover na malawak yung cloud. Pero like, gusto ko siya pasukin kasi very interesting siya at the same time.
Gets. I think for me, my biggest challenge, probably the field of tech is so big na it's hard to choose what you want to do. Like, there are so many things. I remember when I was first year, people will usually ask me like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up and stuff like that? And you're going to be like, oh, I'm taking computer science. I want to be a programmer. Tapos after that, like, oh, okay, so what specialization do you want? And after that, blank. Like, I don't know what to say. After that, like, I'm exploring pa, ganyan. So I think for me, the biggest challenge is there are so many ways you can get to your destination. Now, how you get there is gonna be completely up to you. So it's more on what I said earlier, like choosing also the path, I guess, that makes you the healthiest and the happiest that you can be. Choosing what aligns the most also with your values and what brings you the most happiness. I think for me, that's the biggest challenge and how I was able to face it.
Okay. So, on my end naman, it's really funny. Like, ang layo kasi ng gusto kong course. Like, I'm planning to take political science or legal management because I'm planning to take a law because I want to be a lawyer.
Same.
Yeah.
Actually, I
Me
was
too.
supposed to take up law or architecture before I ended up in comsci. So, I get the feeling.
Yeah, so, but my family says otherwise. So, they want me to take IT or computer science. So, I had no choice. So, at that moment, I'm very devastated. Like, during my freshman year, like, first day of school, like, in online setting, like, my professor is discussing about pseudocode and different types of algorithms. And then, I was just there in my room, sitting, like, out of nowhere, like, super tulala lang ako. Like, in my mind, nagpapanik na siya, like, what is he talking about? Like, I'm so confused. Like, I had no idea. Like, totally parang out of place. And then, little by little, na-realize ko na umiiyak na pala ako. Like, oh my God, what's happening? And then fast forward, nung releasing na ng grades, guys, it shocked me. Like, hindi naman ako bagsak, pero for me, as an academic achiever since grade schooler, mababa na siya sa akin. And then siguro, that's the reason that drives me to do more. Like, it gives me motivation. It uplifts myself to do more because sabi ko, yung mindset ko ang pangit kasi andito na ako and then magsasayang ako ng tuition, ng panahon. So, why not? It is what it is. Let's go. So, ayun yung naging mindset ko na everything can be learning. Learn naman.
Tama.
Lahat naman matututo. So, nung senior high school ako, pumasok ako, hindi ko sila kilala. For eventually, naging friends ko sila. And then yung mga subjects natin nung high school tayo, elementary, hindi naman din tayo familiar. And then eventually, natutunan natin. So, parang yun yung naging mindset ko na andito na ako eh. So, I'm going to live as it is and then strive as much as possible because at the end of the day, ako naman yung magbe-benefit eh. So, bakit ko paperapan yung sarili ko? So, yeah, that's my experience.
Me kasi like, na-culture shock ako nung pagpasok ko sa comms. Like, girl, tinuro agad C++. Tapos, hindi ko kasi talaga, yung field ng tech. Like, yung strand ko nung senior high is UMS. Tapos, biglang
that's a
nag-tech.
big jump.
Like, oh my God. Tapos nagugulat ako sa mga prof ko kasi pinagsasabi nito.
Same vibe.
Tapos yung mga classmate ko, alam na nila kung ano yung tech nila. Minsan nag-uusap-usap sila like, ano tech stack mo? Tapos, anong tech stack? Tapos sinasabi din nila, language. Ang alam ko lang namang language yung human language talaga. Sinasabi na Java daw, Python. Girl, parang naliligaw ata ako ng field. Tapos along the way din, sumasama na ako sa event. Tapos doon ko nare-realize na ang ganda pala ng tech, like solid siya.
Gets.
Tech is really overwhelming talaga, lalo na sa mga first-timer kasi like, parang in a normal person, pag narinig nila yung tech, it's about internet, Facebook, pindot-pindot lang. Pero once they're here na kasi, like, if you're trying to fit the shoes, parang, tapos, imagine, kahit may experience ka, and then you go out to your comfort zone, marirealize mo na, shucks, may ganito pala. Akala ko yung cloud computing, ganito
Yeah,
lang.
there's a
And
lot
then,
to learn.
after, di ba, ang dami. Like, it's really overwhelming.
And I think kailangan mo lang talaga i-enjoy yung career path na gusto mo. Tapos sumama ka talaga sa event kasi doon mo talaga malalaman kung ano yung gusto mong field eh.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
And actually, the people in the community contributes a lot din talaga. Especially sa mga
Sobra.
nakakasama mo, even sa school, outside school. Imagine when you go with a person who shares the same goal as you. Like, parang super career goal nila. Like, yung driven nila and passion. Grabe, mamomotivate ka eh. And that's what's going to make you, like, ma-flip din nila yung confidence mo na parang to be like them. Something like that.
I get you. When you were in college ba? Wait, sorry, you're still in college.
Yeah.
Pero what communities did you join? Orgs, siguro orgs, did you join any orgs outside of your school?
Outside of school, the only org that I'm in is my organization that I established. And inside school is Google, like the GDSC.
I see.
So
Okay.
as much as possible kasi I want to try like different, so I know kung paano siya nagwo-work and this and that. So I can familiarize myself with anything related to tech.
Okay.
Me kasi yung org ko lang nasalihan talaga is outside, is yung sa AWS Ligarda lang din. And then sa school kasi, siya Cisco organization.
Oh.
Medyo broad, medyo naligaw na naman. Like, ang
Networking.
ang AWS kasi more on cloud. Tapos biglang sumali din ako sa Cisco. Parang inaano ko rin yung field ko na kailangan ko talagang alamin kung ano talaga yung career path na gusto ko sa future.
So parang we're all in the AWS community pala. Like we're all tied to it one way or another. Okay. Kasi for me naman, I didn't discover the AWS club through school. Pero I was a previous intern in AWS. So through there, I met when I was interning, they had the community day. Tapos they invited me as a speaker, and that's how I met the other people, sina Rafi, sina Jambi and all. Tapos, ayun, that's how I ended up here. Pero I love the community. It's fun. That's why I keep
Yeah.
coming back pa rin.
It's very homey.
Yeah, yeah. And very wholesome also.
Yeah. Compared to like other clubs, in AWS kasi, they will not let you feel na out of place ka. They will not let you
yeah.
feel na magaling sila, ikaw hindi. But the thing that I love the most about AWS Cloud Club Philippines is that ini-encourage ka pa nila eh. Like, sila pa mismo yung nagtuturo sa'yo na gawin mo to, maganda to, ganyan. So parang hindi siya nakakahiya to someone like me na hindi ganun ka technical or ka-techy na person. Kasi parang by bridging the gap, tapos sila yon, tapos parang natututo ka pa to them eh. So it's really helpful talaga. Lalo na sa mga taong shy, na mga walang background or experience. Grabe, solid sila.
Yeah.
Tsaka din, siguro, yung workshops and seminars sila.
Oh.
Di ba?
yeah.
Sobrang
yeah.
helpful
Sobrang
niya
ganda.
sa mga walang background. Like,
Yeah.
True.
pwede ka talagang umattend kasi marami kang matututunan.
That's true, that's true.
Kasi even if the workshop, kahit yung title ng workshop is super hard, pero pag nandun ka na mismo sa workshop, my gosh, marirealize mo sa sarili mo na, ay, kaya ko pala. Something like that. Kasi grabe, ang galing nila. Hindi nila ipapafeel sa'yo na magaling sila. Instead, lahat kayo magaling. Ganun.
I think may nakausap ako sa event ng AWS na professional na pala siya. Tapos hindi ko na rin na professional siya. Kasi, oh my God, yung niya, yung the way siya makipag-communicate, para lang din siyang student.
Oh,
Tapos
okay.
sumula nun, my God, ang galing niya. Namamangha na talaga ako sa kanya.
Super humble kasi talaga ng mga people there.